Hey guys, welcome back. So today's gonna be another handbag video. I know I've been steering away from makeup and doing like more anything else, but that's just kind of what I'm into. I don't know, it's because of COVID, I haven't really had a reason to like do my makeup and get ready, so I haven't really had any like inspiration for any like pretty or like new looks. The only looks that I've been doing are looks like this, where it's just super simple, super neutral, and just super everyday. But if that's the kind of stuff that you guys want to see, then of course I'd be more than happy to share, because this look was super easy and it took me less than 30 minutes to do, which usually a full face takes me about 45. But today I'm going to be doing a comparison video between my classic flap and the boy bag. So these two are comparable in size and shape. And I do have a video that I dedicated completely to my classic flap, which I will try to remember to link down below if you guys were just completely curious about this one. But I wanted to do a comparison video between the two of them just because they are pretty comparable. And just in case you were deciding between which one to get, this might help you decide a little bit. This one actually isn't mine. I was able to borrow this one from one of my friends. And I have worn it a couple times, not this one, but I have worn another one of my friends' boy bag, and I do have my own boy bag over there. So I'm pretty familiar with the style, and from wearing the two of them, there is one that I definitely prefer a lot more, and I'm gonna go over the reasons why, and I'll go over the differences, but we'll start with the classic flap and jumbo. So the classic flap and jumbo, like I said, I do have a video that is dedicated completely towards it, and I will link it down below. But the one that I got was the classic flap and jumbo in caviar leather with silver hardware. I got it specifically in the caviar and in the silver hardware, specifically because I wanted this bag to be an everyday bag. I wanted this bag to be my catch-all bag. I wasn't really looking for a nighttime bag. If I was gonna look for a nighttime bag, I would probably have gotten the medium. This is probably one of my best investments yet. It's a beautiful bag. It does come with a chain, and you guys can kind of hear it. It's really loud. After years of wearing it, it has gotten a little less loud because the leather has softened up a little bit. But overall, my biggest qualm with this bag is that the chain and the leather for the straps really loud. I tend to carry it doubled up like this just because of the way that it sits on my body. If I wear it single strap, it's a little too long, and it doesn't sit well on my body. I'm only 5'4", about 163 centimeters. So if I were to carry it single strap on the shoulder, it hits like mid-thigh, and it just doesn't flatter as well when I wear it as a crossbody. So I tend to wear it doubled up like this. It does have a turn lock. It is a double flapped. I don't typically put anything in this back flap. I don't think any of us do. Anything that I put into my bag goes into the main compartment, and it's actually very spacious. There's also another compartment here, which I have masks. Excuse me. So this other compartment down here, which again I rarely use, except I have another mask in here. Okay. So apparently I use this slot for masks, but for the majority of the time, most of my stuff goes in here. My keys, my wallet, anything that I carry, it's gonna go in here. I like this bag because it's pretty scratch proof. I haven't had any issues with it. You guys remember when I first got this bag? It's been a couple years now, about 4 to 5 years, and it's still in great condition. I don't particularly baby this bag, and that's why I purchased it in this leather, because I wanted it to be thoughtless. I didn't want to have to baby it. I didn't want to have to be super careful with it, because I know lambskin can be quite delicate, and especially with my thoughtlessness, and sometimes I can be a little absent-minded. I go in the car and I just kind of toss it into the passenger seat. So, you know, I didn't want it to be scratched very easily. So this bag as an everyday bag is pretty amazing. It holds a lot, and I'm not afraid of stretching it out. Not that I have to stretch it out you know, it holds everything that I need it to hold. The size up is a maxi, and I feel like that bag is just a little too big for me. But I definitely am gonna look into getting the medium. I don't know if you guys follow the price increases, but the medium now sells for the same price that I got this jumbo. So when I first got this jumbo, it was $5,800, and now I believe that the jumbo sells for about $7 grand, and the medium now sells for this exact price. So the upside of investing in a classic flap is that they do go up in value. So if I were to sell this right now, you guys can see it's in perfect condition. I would probably get some money out of it, but I'm not. It's my first Chanel bag, and I will probably never ever sell this bag. So that's one of the biggest upsides of, you know, investing in a classic flap, is that its value does go up. Aesthetically, it's very pretty. I would say this, I mean, this bag just really elevates your outfit. Like, you can wear a white t-shirt, jeans, and carry this bag, and it would just look great. I could wear it with this outfit right now. I've never had an issue wearing this bag with anything. It is a little dressier though in comparison to the boy, because this one is just a little more feminine. Maybe my eye for fashion is just like not as good, and I think it just looks good with almost everything. But it's such a classic and chic shape. I feel like this bag is for everyone. Anyone can pull it off. But because of this size, I think it's definitely more of like a daytime bag than a nighttime bag. So now let's talk about the boy bag. So this boy bag is in the size new medium. Mine back there is in the old medium. That one's, the one I have is smaller. This one is bigger, and I would say it's pretty comparable in size to the jumbo. This one might be just like a tad smaller, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. If you're looking for a size comparison when it comes to the classic flap versus the boy in the new medium is closest in size to the jumbo. So the boy bag, my friend has hers in the lambskin, goatskin, not the caviar, and she got it in palladium hardware, which I think is absolutely pretty. I do plan to invest in one of these bags one day. This one I can definitely wear as a shoulder bag. The beauty about all of the boy bags is that the chain length, the drop for the chain length is all the same. So no matter what boy bag you get, it's all gonna sit at the same place in your hip, which for me, again, I'm 5'4", 164 centimeters for reference. It hits perfectly. It hits at the perfect length. It sits right, the top of this area sits right at my hip. So it's not awkward. The weight of this bag is perfect. So even if I'm not carrying a lot, it sits on my shoulder and I don't have to worry about it falling off. The only thing about this is that it is quite a noisy bag. So the other one, so my classic flap, you guys can hear it, but this one's noisy for a whole other reason, which, I mean, I haven't really had any issues with. When you see hardware like this, you just know it's gonna create some audio. Boy bags open all the same way. You pinch the clasp here and it opens up just like this. As you guys can see, my friend has taken such great care of this bag. I did mention before, I believe that for some reason, I feel that the lambskin or the goatskin for the boy bag is just less delicate. This one's not a caviar leather, but it has aged so well. I don't see like major dings or scratches on it, and she's just taking good care of this bag, and it has aged really well. So if you guys are concerned about how it ages in terms of using a more delicate leather, you can see it ages very well. So when you open it, just like any other boy bag, you do have nothing here. As opposed to the classic flap, you have the zipper here. You don't have anything here. You just have one main compartment with a zip in the back and a small compartment right here. I don't typically use those. And the holding capacity is pretty much the same. Anything that I'm gonna carry around, like my wallet, my keys, hand sanitizer, or pens, pencils, AirPods, lighters, whatever, it goes into this main compartment. And then you just close it up and you use it. Boom. Another thing that I have noticed when it comes to opening the bags is, of course, like I said, it's a turn lock, but when you open the bag, obviously this tends to happen because of the way that the bag is structured. But the thing about the caviar is that when I close it back up again, you can't really, there's there's no noticeable sign. With the lambskin, I know that it will crease. But also, as you can see, like the construction of this bag from the sideways, it starts off thicker and then thinner. I feel like when you open it up, you don't need as much relief because of the tapering up here. The creasing isn't as bad. Like, I mean, it's there, but it's not as bad. And like I said, I think the fact that this is a caviar leather has a lot to do with the fact that no matter how much I open it and stretch it and open and close it, you don't really see any creasing on the leather. With the boy bag, again, it's not as tapered as the classic flap. So as a result, when you open it, it's not as tapered. So there is, as soon as you get to this point, you already start to see that it's gonna start folding and it will crease. But even as you see, as I open it and it creases, again, I don't remember if it's lambskin or goatskin, you don't really see any permanent creasing. Like, it doesn't look too bad. So that's the good thing, is no matter what leather you get, opening and closing it doesn't ruin the integrity of the leather itself. Another big difference is how the weight of the bag is distributed. So for the classic flap, the weight of the bag is distributed into the more of like the center of the bag. So you see the strap kind of comes out of the 4 holes right here, and it allows you to kind of like alternate your chain length, but the weight of the bag rests here. The boy bag, the weight of the bag rests on its side. For the boy bag, it's a little different. The weight rests on the sides of the bag, so that's where your chains hold up the bag. So my concern was that over time, with improper weight distribution, the sides of the bag will start to kind of lift, and then it'll give you kind of like this like parabolic shape. I mean, and that was a thought that I had when I was first kind of like looking at the bags, you know, how much it was prone to folding and like the construction of it. And I was wondering if, because of the difference in chain arrangement and hardware arrangement, if the weight distribution was going to have anything to do with how the bag was going to get misshapen. And so far, you know, you can see my friend's bag. She's had it for quite a while, and I mean, it's in great shape. You know, she doesn't baby her bag too much, so when she uses it, she uses it. Like, this thing is pretty much filled to the brim. So she does carry some pretty heavy things in there, and the sides of it has not lifted. You know, I was predicting that it was gonna have like a, you know, a U shape, like a parabola, but it didn't. So even with the difference in construction of hardware and chain and hardware placement, it definitely doesn't compromise the shape of the bag, no matter how much weight you put in it or how long you use it. But overall, I think if you just take care of your bags correctly, if you know, make sure to condition the leather, no matter what leather you get, you make sure to condition it, and you make sure to stuff it, or you make sure to like not misshape it, I think regardless, like, both bags will treat you very well. Now, the other silhouette I mentioned, I feel like it goes with everything. It is somewhat of a dressier bag, whereas this one is a little more of a casual bag because of the way that it's made. So this one is a little more utilitarian. It is named after Boy Capel, aka Coco Chanel's love of her life. That's the main love of her life, and this one was named after him. It's definitely more of a masculine bag, and typically I wear more motorcycle jackets with a lot of zippers, or like leather jackets. I love to wear all black. My style definitely involves a lot of jackets, so in comparison, the boy bag definitely suits my style a lot more. In terms of investment, the jumbo, obviously it holds its value a lot more than the boy bag. The boy bag doesn't hold its value as much, although with price increases, you know, these prices do increase as well. There is a market for them, but they're just not as in demand as the classic flap. However, in terms of style, I definitely feel like this one is more my style. I think the biggest difference and what really ticks the box for me is the strap. So the fact that for this one I have to double up and wear it like this, it's not really a problem. It's not a problem at all, but that one I can't wear it single strap. This one just hits my body at a better length, and I don't know, I think it's just overall more my style. Between the boy and the classic flap, I definitely prefer the boy. It's just more me. And in terms of access, I think it's just easier to get into because of where it hits. I can just kind of reach down, open it up, and just reach in there. I don't know. When I wear it, I just prefer the boy a little more. Now, of course, like I said, I would never get rid of my classic flap because it holds a very special place in my heart, and it does go with all of my outfits. It goes with, I feel like this goes with everybody, whereas for the boy, it suits a certain kind of person. So I would say that the boy is definitely more me, and the classic flap would be definitely more my mom. I don't feel like the boy bag would look as good on my mom, and I don't feel like that's really her style. This one is, like I said, definitely a little edgier. It's a little more masculine, and a lot of my pieces that I like to wear are a little more masculine like that, so I think it just suits me a little better. Since the one that I have is already in the same leather as this one, if I'm gonna get a boy bag in this size, I would probably get it in caviar, just because, like I said, I can't be careless with my bags. I know my friend doesn't really baby her bags either, and obviously even without her babying it, it's in great condition. But if I'm gonna get a bag this size and it's gonna be used as an everyday bag, I definitely don't want anything happening to it. Just for extra insurance, I probably would get it in a caviar leather just to give myself some peace of mind. But in terms of hardware, that one is more of an antiqued gold, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't typically wear gold jewelry. I'm definitely more of a cool tone silver person, so I would probably get it in palladium. So I get this exact bag, but the only difference is I would probably get it in a caviar. And I think caviar just suits me, my style, and my lifestyle a little more anyway. There is something very luxurious about a smooth and buttery leather like this, but again, it just makes me so nervous. Oh yeah, another thing. This bag, because it's not as structured in the back as the classic flap, I have seen it on other girls where if you wear it crossbody, this part will tend to collapse inward and the bag kind of starts folding in on itself. And that was my biggest fear when getting the boy bag, was that because it's not as structured back here, it's a little hollow, it's a squishier bag, and that's why I would probably get it in caviar too, because it might combat the effects of folding. But I mean, if you wear it as a shoulder bag, you might not see any folding happening, but I've seen people wear it as a crossbody and the back of it tends to start folding in. So that's what I would try to avoid doing. You can combat that by using, by constantly stuffing your bags. I constantly stuff my bags when it's not in use, or again, just try to not use a crossbody, or if you use a bag shaper while you wear it, it might help a little bit. That's another concern that I had when it comes to the boy bag, is that it is prone to collapsing a little more and it might fold on you if you consistently wear it as a crossbody. I've never seen any of the classic flaps, no matter what leather, whether it's a lambskin or whether it's the caviar, I've never seen it fold. I think because it's a little sturdier and there are just more layers to the bag. This bag doesn't have as many layers. It really is just one continuous piece. So I think that's why it's a little more prone to folding. But other than that, I think if you take good care of it, you shouldn't run into any issues in terms of structure. Because of the size, I think it's so practical for everyday wear. It holds everything that I need. So between the two of these in holding capacity, I don't really notice too much of a difference. I've learned to kind of minimize the things that I carry, so I try not to carry anything too excessive. Plus, when it comes to, you know, digging out my wallet, I don't want to have to stand there and just hold up the line or anything. So in terms of carrying capacity, I don't see too much of a difference in these two. The only difference is obviously this one will afford me a little more room, and this one has a few more slots within the bag for you to compartmentalize your belongings if you so choose. I can't really do a comparison on the leathers just because, like I said, these are two completely different leathers, but the biggest difference is the straps. So if you like something that is more of a shoulder bag that kind of hits closer to your underarm, where it kind of hits your rib cage, this one would definitely be it. But if you're looking for a shoulder bag that just kind of has a longer drop length, the boy bag is for you. In terms of opening and closing, I don't have a problem with opening and closing with either one of them. If anything, I might have an easier time opening and closing this one because it is lower to my body. So when I open it up and I open up the flap, and because it's lower to my body, I can kind of reach in there. I can see everything in there and reach in there a little more easily and just kind of jostle things around, whereas opposed to this one, because it's closer to my rib cage, I kind of have trouble. I have to like look over, and I can have a little more trouble with this one. But it does feel a little more secure because it's 2 straps and it is closer to my rib cage. This one is a shoulder bag. The drop length is lower, so in terms of security, the classic flap might feel a little better. But I guess when it comes down to it, I would just have to say it comes down to style and your vibe, I guess, just your overall style and your preference. I prefer the boy bag just because I think it suits my outfits a little more, it suits my lifestyle a little more, and it suits my aesthetic a little more. This, of course, it's more of a sophisticated, classy, feminine bag that I feel it works for every girl. This one might not be for everybody. Again, it's a little more masculine, it's a little more utilitarian, so this one definitely goes well with more of like my layers, my jackets, because like sometimes, yeah, I do wear my heels, but a lot of times I'm in sneakers and combat boots and, you know, leather boots, and this just suits my look a little more. Whereas this one's a good everyday bag if I'm just tossing things around, if I'm wearing a sweater and leggings, and it still just kind of elevates my look. So I think both of these are great bags. I'm gonna be returning this back to my friend as soon as I can. I can't thank her enough for loaning it to me so I can do this video. But I do eventually wish to get my hands on this one because I do see this one suiting my lifestyle just a little more. This one, I feel like it's just a collector's piece. I love both of them, obviously. Like I said, I would never get rid of this one. If I had a preference, surprisingly, it's actually the boy bag, and this one's in the new medium. The large, it does come in a large, and I think the large is just a little too large for me. Like it's too big. Just like the maxi for this one, I feel like it's just too big. Like, what do you even put in there? Like, it's just, I probably would be able to fit my dog in there. So that's a comparison between the two of them. They are pretty comparable bags. It really just comes down to how you like to wear your items and your lifestyle and your preference. Just like any bag, really. So that's it for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Those are just like little things that I noticed. Again, I don't really do mod shots because I'm insecure about my body. So there's that. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. If there's anything that I addressed that you guys want me to talk about a little more, or anything that I didn't address, go ahead and comment down below. Any thoughts and opinions that, you know, anything that you guys want me to just elaborate on. And so that's why I just want to do a quick comparison video. If you guys were kind of stuck between 2 silhouettes and you're not sure which one to get, hopefully this video helped you a little bit. Obviously if it's within your budget, I would suggest that you get both. I plan to get both, but with the price increases, I would definitely recommend that you try the pre-loved route. That's kind of what I'm going for right now. I'm on the hunt for a good boy bag, but I'm also on the hunt for a medium classic flap, which the prices are getting insane. I mean, it's definitely out of my budget, so I totally understand if it's out of your budget as well. But I mean, other than that, let me know what else you guys want to see. Let me know what you guys think about this video. So as always, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye.